the left or the right? Well, as a new collector, let's look at this. Okay, so the first thing to put out there before we even get going is to say, without a doubt, that I am new to this. In fact, I'll post it again. It was in the last video. I'll post it again. There's going to be the playlist for the entire journey that I've made with this. But as a new collector, I'm going to be looking at this with very different eyes than people that have probably been in here for a long time and have a very set idea as to what this property is and what they want it to be. So look, personally, of these two, I'm on the left here. There's a reason. I do prefer Origins to the Super7. The Mattel Origins, to me, is a better figure, all round. So here's the thing. One, I'm looking at the two of them, right? And while I can kind of tell that the one on the right looks way more retro, I'll give it that. If that's what you're looking for, if you're looking for the utmost retro-esque look, you're probably going to want to go with the one on the right. And I get that. The packaging, personally, is about the exact same to me. I don't see that it's that much of a difference. But I do prefer... packaging doesn't matter. Packaging doesn't matter for me. We're going to talk figures alone. So first, the bodies on the right... They're more to the time. Personally, I do feel like they look a little more to the time of what they're trying to emulate. That looks like a more classic figure. But, personally, the one on the left looks better to me. For one, he has joint movement, which is a huge deal. I love the fact that the elbows move. I love the fact that the wrists move, the ankles move, the knees move. I like all of that stuff. So articulation is a big deal. And personally, I like the fact, and maybe this is just me, when I look at the heads for the one Super7 did over here, I notice that it doesn't look like the kind of thing that I'm looking at when I look at the head on the left. The one that Mattel is currently doing, I like the fact that every He-Man seems to come with a somewhat different face, and every Skeletor seems to come with a somewhat different face, whether it's pouty face or smiley face or, you know, the hair, the way that is, or the more classic hair, or where he's like screaming, or where he's got the little cut on his face. Every one of them that I have so far, when I look at them on the shelf, I can tell that they look a little bit different, and I actually like that a lot. I think that it adds a little more reason to have more than one. Like, I bought the He-Man that you're looking at currently right there, but I also bought the other He-Man when they re-released this guy, basically. And it wasn't just to get the full power sword. I liked the fact that he had a different face, but I still liked this one as well. I also think that the belt design is better. The chest belt thing is better to me than it is on the Super7 characters. The Super7 characters, like I said, if I have to give it something, I'm going to say that it looks more retro. And maybe there's an argument to be made, especially for people that have been in this for so long, that that's what you're looking for, that you want it to be more retro. And I get that. But for me, that's not the way I am. That's not the way I see it. I missed out on this toy line. So when I'm coming back in and I'm seeing what they're doing currently with the Origins line, that is an absolute solid reimagining of the original. It's not basically a reprint of the original, it's a reimagining of the original. And I could say the same thing for when they re-released the Ninja Turtle toys that I really liked. I did, okay? I went out and I bought them. And I get that. See, that comes from a place of my nostalgia. I grew up with the original Ninja Turtle toys, so when they said that they were releasing them basically the exact same way, I was like, I'm on board for that, and I bought them. But I would not argue that they're the best Ninja Turtle toys. I wouldn't. There's no way I would. Because personally, I think that, and this is almost ironic, I guess, because here I'm picking Mattel, but I'm going to tell you that I think the Super7 toys that have reimagined the TMNT toys now, I think they are the best Ninja Turtle toys I've ever seen on the market because they look like the original, but they feature articulation and crafting techniques of today. And I do think that's important because I like the idea of having the turtles that I grew up with, being able to pose them and look at them in a new light, and that's what I like. Where at the same time, this time, I gotta go with Origins. So, Mattel versus Super7, Mattel won.
I have spoken. Take what you will from it.